Hi, this is Todd, and I wanted to give you a quick update on some of the cool new features that we've added right into the BarSmart system. So when you're in the main interface here, you're not going to see any changes of note. On the borrow screen, you are not going to see any changes of note. Everything there should be functioning just like it always has for you. The real changes and a lot of the impetus has been focused on the presentation dynamics and making those easier for you to present, as well as providing you the analytics around the new Client IQ solution. So when I click on that Present tab, again, everything here is going to be the same, except you'll notice now I can toggle between a 1-page, a 2-page, or a 5-page summary. So I have my cover page and my intro, and then I can go through and again I can preview and see, all right, that's what the 1-page looks like. The 2-page, I get the 1-page and a new 2-page summary that provides the graphs and the charts, or I can go with the full 5. So I'm going to, let's just say we're going to build a report where I want to do a cover page and just a 1-page summary. So that might be a nice way to give me a nice branding experience with a simple summary for the client. So this is one of the key new features here, is that ability to choose between, do I want to do a 1, 2, or 5-page report for the client. I launched my presentation wizard as I would normally, and you'll notice I've got my cover page up here, just like we clicked on, and I've got my summary. A summary page is really easy, but it allows you, we did this in a story selling format. I'll be doing some training videos on how to use this in a story selling way to really help your client understand what you're recommending and why. So it says summary and payment information over the next 7 years. So you have their key time frame, which is important for fair lending and other kind of compliance aspects. You've got the loan. This is your current scenario, right? This is don't do anything. This is what's going to happen. I've got my new loan amount, my new remaining term, my interest rate, and my APR, and I've got my new minimum payment for this new scenario. Then I've got my assumed payment. How much am I assuming that they're going to pay for these scenarios? And that could be the same as the minimum, or it could be you're going to show them how you're going to pay the same amount each month in each scenario. And what impact would that have? Here's the difference in interest payments over 7 years. This is one of the things that people wanted to have on their summary page, is just to really focus in on interest. Here's what you're going to pay in the next 7 years. Here's what you'll pay in interest here. Here's what you'll pay in interest in this scenario. Here's how much principal you're going to pay. Here's your mortgage balance at the end of that 7-year period. And then your key numbers. Here's your closing costs. So to do this, you got $32.80, or $33.60. But your cash at closing is going to be $220. So your actual out-of-pocket is going to be a positive number. So even though you've got these closing costs, you've got no out-of-pocket. You got $755 a month in payment changes. Your break-even is 6 months. Over 7 years, you're going to save $47,000. And if you keep making this payment right here that you're making today on your current mortgage, you'll be debt-free in 195 months instead of 225. A really phenomenal way to simply tell the client a story. You've still got your dynamic APR exposures for ARMs and things here. Now, if I just want to do a 1-page summary, I could do just a 1-pager. So I could come over here and say, I don't want any cover. I just want to create a 1-page report for this client, and I launch my thing, and now I can send them this 1-page summary. This could be a great inducement to say, take a look at the summary here, and then give me a call, and I'll go into more detail. My favorite is the new 2-page report, which allows me to do a 2-page detailed summary. And this is one of our more popular presentations, but we've added the features that people asked for, so your 1-page summary is the same. So you're going to still tell the same story whether you do a 1-page or a 2-page, but now if I click on the payment wealth comparison, it's going to graph on top of each other, which is what people want to be able to do, show the payment and the wealth difference on the same page and have a picture be worth 1,000 words. So I'm showing a 7-year and a 30. It's a 7-year time frame. So look at the payment difference. Here's your current liabilities. It's going to graph. So this client has an ARM and some other debt, so it's showing that monthly payment. Here's the 7-year, so a lot lower payment. You don't get into a higher payment with this new scenario until about 8.5 years in. Here's my 30. It's fixed. It's the same all the way across. So again, you can tell this entire story over here is expressed in a graph here. There's your minimum payments and the wealth impact. Isn't this cool? Have you ever wondered how you would show a client that the 7-year ARM is better off financially for them? For 7 years, there's no payment adjustment. Once the payment starts adjusting, the wealth impact is muted. You're still better off than what you're doing now, because this is your baseline. 0 is your baseline. This is what you're doing today. So this graph is comparing what they're doing today with your alternatives. You can see the 7-year is better off for the client till this crossover point right here in year 11. Because even with the interest rate adjustments, the 7-year is still a better deal until that 11th year. But if they are going to be in the house for 9 or 10 years, see, you can still show them now. Even though they want that lower payment, I can show you the wealth is better off until here. Then the 30 takes off and is a better scenario. And it continues to outpace the 7 because the 7-year is adjusting to those higher interest rates. All that can be told with a simple graph and a chart. So you now have that ability to do a 1-page or a 2-page scenario, or keep the old 5, or build any combination. I want a cover page, I want a 2-page summary, I want to show the additional ARM details page, I want to show the product I'm recommending, I want to show fixed versus ARM, and just in a couple of clicks here, I've built an amazing presentation for that client. Here's your summary. I can tell the whole story right here. Here's the stuff graphed out. Here's details of your ARM with all of your adjustments based on the caps and stuff, comparing the interest rate and the payment. Here's the loan program matrix on why I'm recommending that 7-year ARM. Here's some additional information on why I think that's good. So depending on how much information you want to provide as part of that presentation to the client, you have complete control of that right here. Now, what's really fantastic about this new approach is when you create that presentation for the client and you decide that I want to send them a PDF or I want to publish that presentation, once you send that presentation out to the client as a link, every activity is going to be tracked. If they visit your website, if they email you, if they download to print the PDF, if they look at the payment and wealth comparison page, how much time do they spend there? And that's all going to flow back to you. So the second they leave this page, okay, and go back to another page, your client IQ report is going to be built down here for you. And you'll notice if I click on that report, I can see based on this graph each day which client days were visited, how much time they spent, what they did. So here's my most recent visit. I opened the report, I looked at payment and wealth, I looked at loan program matrix, I was only there for 15 seconds. So these reports are building out dynamically for you, and then you're going to get email. So you'll get live client IQ email reports. You don't ever have to visit this if you don't want to, it's just here. You're going to be getting everything as an email. So every time the client visits the page, does anything on the site, mobile, action, visits a web page, downloads your presentation, you'll get a constant stream of action alerts with recommendations to make your life easier. You don't need to go anywhere and look for anything. It's all going to come right to you. And that's our client action alert scenario. I just checked my email and you'll notice I've already gotten a client action alert email trigger saying that the client just viewed Joe and Sally homeowner at this particular time. I've even made it easy for you. You get your email link. Give them a call or email Joe and Sally to see if they have any questions by 3 o'clock today for maximum impact. So within the next 3 hours, it even gives you a little timer here on what you ought to do right now. So all of this is all about not only managing the compliance aspects of this for you and for your company, but helping you to increase your conversion rates. So let us know how we can make the tool better. I don't think there's ever been a better time for you to profit from our experience. If you have any questions, feel free to email or give us a call after you take a look at these changes.